Hey there folks, Wrel here. Today we're going to be offering up a simple technique that can bump your survivability in not just PlanetSide 2, but first-person shooters in general. Exposure is what we'll be going over today, and from a gaming standpoint, the definition is pretty simple. It's how much of your hitbox is exposed, and for how long. To become better at first-person shooters, we want to be able to limit our exposure as much and as often as possible. But this also means bearing in mind a few different things. Limiting the angles at which the enemy can fire on us is probably the most straightforward one. So the intention for you as a player should be to show the enemy as little of your body as possible, while still being able to fire on them without your bullets going into the wall. And whether this means using a staircase or a crate or a corner or some guy's tank, that obviously depends from situation to situation, but the bottom line is simple. Give your enemy a smaller target than they're giving you. In this clip, you'll see me using the TMG-50 and that there are two windows into this capture point. I have a decent line on anything that tries to make its way inside, and I have a good piece of cover that I can work. Rarely will I expose myself to both windows unless I feel pretty confident that I'm not going to get gunned down. For a good deal of time, I'm only limiting my exposure to the doorway and also checking the second window when I feel it's appropriate. You'll see me go to the right side of cover to check solely the second window from time to time, but I really don't like the lines there because if somebody decides to run through the doorway when I'm doing that, then they can neutralize my advantage pretty quick. The lines are just better from the left side of the box all around. What actually ends up getting me killed in this clip is that I do end up exposing myself to both the window and the doorway when I really shouldn't have, and with that, we can move on to the second point to bear in mind, which is your time to kill. Because the longer that you spend engaging a single target, the more likely you are to get shot by someone else. Over the range at which you'll be most likely engaging your targets, how do you lower your time to kill the most? It's not usually as simple as choose the weapon with the lowest TTK, because you need to also take into consideration how accurate you can be with that weapon. Even if a weapon has a great rate of fire, if you can't land headshots consistently, then you might be better off with a weapon that has a slightly lower rate of fire, but is also more accurate. The last thing worth keeping in mind is just how often you're able to put cover between you and your target. And like we said earlier, the longer you spend engaging a target, the more likely that you are to get shot by someone else. So if you end up failing to kill a target, or if you just are taking too long to kill a single target, then you just let them go. You let them go and you retreat to cover. Likewise, if you're taking on multiple targets, you don't just kind of want to hang out. You want to pop in, pick up a kill or two, and then you duck out so that people who do pursue you are going to get singled out. Always find a way to put some cover between you and the bullets headed your way. It could be a crate, a wall, a corner, a tank, or even an allied or enemy player, but you want to stay mobile and limit your exposure as much as possible. If this video has been interesting, helpful, or entertaining, please feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and if you'd like more of these extremely short tips, or if you have a topic that you'd like to hear me cover, let me know about that in the comment section down below. Thanks very much folks, Wrel signing off.